Let's start today with DTM, not the German touring cars, my dead-to-be list. IndyCar already has the coveted DTM pole position. It's time to add USF1. Where do I even start? I won't. But let me say this, if you ever need a roadmap to build a race team, take the USF1 plan, turn it upside down. Now, better yet, just toss it away. Just do the exact opposite. Ken Anderson, he couldn't organize his way out of an open field, let alone run a race shop. And Windsor, every time he opened his mouth, I wanted Keanu Reeves to mind meld him into the truth like he did in the Day the Earth Stood Still flick. Next up, Danica Patrick. Dead to me. You know, Olympic hockey limits the hitting to showcase the skills. To make up for that, Danica threw a wicked cross-check on some guy. The plan was just to finish. She got up to third on some vanity strategy, so ESPN and NASCAR, they had their feel-good soundbite. Instead, she showcased her skills, sticking race cars together, then going Teflon on the truth by blaming the other guy. Again, Danica feeling the red mist? Funny, my wife calls it her friend. Either way, you bitchy tartlet, don't just go, daddy, go away. But I'll still use your glam shots to get the view counts. Never dead to me is bike racing. That and more, next up on Shakedown.
Exclusively at autostream.com/yoparts.
World Superbike kicked off in Australia to see who grabbed the mantle from Ben Spies. Ducati factory riders Haga and Fabrizio look to be the ones. Not so fast, because Suzuki takes race 1 in a photo finish, Haslam over Haga. Race 2 was wilder still, with a last lap pass that saw privateer Checa storm to the win. Ducati and Suzuki dominated, Honda and Aprilia next. BMW showed some life. In all, the production-based bikes, they shined and roared.
And here we go, another lap completed. Long way to go yet. The Sylvain Montale, the Frenchman, here he comes. Oh, he's flat out like a lizard drinking.
And speaking of Aprilia, here's how you handle a recall. Seems the rods in the RS V4 engine were straightened using a method that compromised their strength and reliability. What? Having Nunzio, the chef/engine builder, pound out the rods during the Veal Piccata preparation was not the answer? Point is, Aprilia is replacing the whole engine, and PR included this very cool photo of this very rockin' motor. Toyota should be so lucky to have gas pedals look this exotic. And just for the hell of it, here's Max Biaggi's Aprilia race bike. Forza Italian, baby, it's all good. Moto GP tested in Sepang, way ahead of their April 25 first race. But Rossi throws down the gauntlet. Track records that say, my Ferrari F1 drives. They for fun, but I'm still here to win. That's Italian. The Stoner Ducati was P2. The Yamahas of Ameriboys, Edwards and Spies, then Pedrosa's Honda. But all the bikes sound molto bene. By the way, in 2012, MotoGP will allow motors up to 1,000 cc. Yamaha says they're sticking with their current 800 M1 design. So the only question is, with his contract expiring in 2010, will Rossi still be twisting the wrist on that thing? The engine change that is happening is in the 2010 Moto 2 class, replacing the 250s. Last year's two-strokes are now 600 cc, 4-stroke spec Hondas for everyone. 140 horsepower, but with managed and lesser technology overall. The top Moto 2 bike, at testing in Valencia, put in a time that only would have put it about 10th on the 250 grid. Dunlop spec tires, steel brakes, standardized gearbox and electronics, but chassis, aero, and exhausts are open, so guess where the work is going. Team managers fear that the specness of the Moto 2 will not allow riders to develop skills as completely, making the jump to GP tougher. But 91 applications came in, 25 riders, 40 teams got selected, so Moto 2 is popular. Over to cars for some quick shifts. Hey, what's really going on with Audi and ALMS? Rumor is a 4-day test at Sebring, right after the race with the R15 Plus in full spec, when they said they couldn't race because it wasn't ready. In fairness, maybe this is the shakedown needed before the 12-hour to race the 12-hour. But ALMS will be pounded just the same, like the Aprilia Piccata connecting rods. BMW launched their Z4 GT3. Maybe a poser on the street, but not on the track. 450 horsepower V8, a great chassis, and a hang-off-the-tail wing mount like the Honda HSV Super GT. Hey ALMS, I know you did a solid for Porsche with the P-only challenge class, but open it up to a true GT3 spec so this BMW can race this R8 with these RSRs and more. Check out FIAGT3.com to get the taste. Kenny Block is at Rally Mexico right now, but he only got 1 day of testing in the WRC car. Kimmy got 0 days due to a back injury. So here's the cactus one of them will hit. But this year there's a special street stage, so drift your brains out, KB. Back to the bikes, but not racing. Seth Enslow jumped his Harley to a new distance record, 184 feet, broke it by 18. But the press arrived late, so he did it twice, broke the record again, and more.
Tell us exactly what happened when you landed.
My balls hit right about here. See the crack in the paint?
I have no idea what we're talking about, JF. This is how I feel about you. Gentle, not hurting.